Hey, it's James with MCServerGUI, and today I'm going to show you how to run your own Bukkit server. The first thing we're going to do is go ahead and go to the Bukkit repository where you can download all this stuff. And we're going to download Craft Bukkit, which is the build you want for running your own server. So, click that there. We're going to save it. It's going to automatically save to the folder I want it. Next, you're going to want MCServerGUI, and this is really cool. So we're going to download this, and it's also going to save to where I want it. Okay, it's saved as a zip, and that's all we're going to download for this tutorial. Let's go back in, and it's still downloading files, I think. Nope, I think we're good. Alright, I'm going to unzip this. Now, anything that has to do with Minecraft servers will generally be a jar file, which is pretty much an exe, but for Java. So we have the server here, which I'm just going to go ahead and rename just to Craft Bukkit. And then we have the GUI, and then we have the executable, or the batch file. And what a batch file is pretty much compressed command prompt codes to get this booted. I'm going to go ahead and open this with Notepad++. This is awesome. You probably want to download this program. That way you can use it for the next tutorials. But we're going to have this here. And this is what you need to start your server right here. And that's going to go ahead and start the GUI. So I'm going to go ahead and boot the server. Alright, there goes the splash screen. And there it goes. There's the GUI. This is the command prompt for the GUI that starts up. Pretty cool. Alright, so it went ahead and it made all the files that it didn't find. So there weren't any configuration files, so it went ahead and made them. This here, when you save stuff, it'll get put in that GUI config.json. So that'll pretty much put all your stuff in there, and then here's your backups, your default backup folder. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to start the server, and it's going to have to generate a new world since it didn't find anything. And now the server has made all of its files, as you can see here. I'll explain all these. Hopefully you should know them. Here's the world. It's going to go ahead and start that, and then here's your nether. That's new in 1.6. The current version of Bukkit that I'm using in this tutorial is 1.6.6, and that's the newest version. Came out a few days ago. Here's your banned IPs. When you ban a player through their IP address, it'll end up in this list. Banned players, the same thing. There's the Bukkit configuration. There's the actual Bukkit server. There's the GUI config, server GUI. Here's ops. This will give most players, if you add a player to this list, it pretty much makes them God for the server. So I'm just going to go ahead and add me. And I'm going to go ahead and save this. And now here's your just server deal here. This is your log. And it timestamps everything, so that's nice. And then your properties folder. Open it up again with Notepad++. And now here's this. You can set the name of it. So you can name, you could name this like Build World or Civcraft or whatever, but it defaults as World with an O. And then allow nether. That can be true or false. This will allow nether portals to work, new in 1.6. The view distance, that pretty much sets up how fast chunks load and the priority for chunks. Spawn monsters, this is your mobs, your creepers, your skeletons. The online mode, if you set that to false, it lets people that have hacked versions of Minecraft join your server. And but if it's set to true, it makes sure that when they join the server that they're logged in correctly and everything. Spawn animals, this is your cows, pigs, chickens, max players. 20 is good. I have 2 gigs of memory on this computer, and 20 runs pretty well. 10, I think, is about all we've had, and it was still running pretty well. Server IP, don't set that. Don't worry about that. PvP, leave that as it is. Level seed. You can add a seed if you want. Doesn't really make sense to. Server port 25565. Unless you're running multiple servers, just leave that. Allow flight. We're going to go ahead and set that to true. But what that does is it stops people that have mods to let them fly around your server without your permission. But we have stuff that protects against that on our server, so we set that to true. That way you can use stuff that helps you fly. Whitelist, false. You can add a whitelist so that only players that you specify can join the server. And then a spawn protection, which is it puts a barrier around the spawn that you can't break. So you can't break blocks near where you spawn. That way there's always a safe spot for you to respawn at when you die. Alright. So the server is now running, and that's all we're going to do for this tutorial. Go ahead and click the next video, and it will show you what we're going to do next. Thanks for watching.